this candle. And when you move ahead to the future and look back, that candle light's going to look pretty dim. But when the lights are lowered and you reach back into your memory, I want you to recall how bright it first was in a dark room. Now let's turn and look at the future. What challenges lie ahead for you? I want to brag tonight. I wanted to brag tonight about how smart you were. I went to the guidance office and I asked Liv Newton, I said, Liv, find me some statistical information on SAT scores so I can brag about these kids and tell them how smart they are. And she said, Carol, I don't think it's changed very much. I said, well, go back a long time. How about 1964? 1964 was the year I graduated from high school, and I figured, well, maybe we would get a good comparison. Actually, it was quite strange. In 1964, it was a good year. 973 was the average SAT scores, and your scores are comparable to that. And that was, to break it down specifically, a 475 on on verbal, and a 498 on math. So the scores are comparable. But I figure we've got it on you. The 1964 group has to win because we old fogies have got more experience than you have. So we still got it on you. But there is a lot of challenges left for you to meet. In 1964, you see, Vietnam loomed on the horizon as a big threat, and it heralded major changes in our country. In 1990, Todd's already told you the Berlin Wall is down. It's now in pieces. In 1964, Nikita Khrushchev said he was going to bring America to its knees, and he'd never have to fire a single shot. In 1990, Gorbachev was just elected president of a newly formed democratic or more democratic form of government. But you know, your generation is facing so many apt possibilities. Carpe diem, seize the moment, because there are some awesome things that you can do. But your generation also has some pretty awesome problems to face, don't you? You must find a cure for cancer and for AIDS. These two diseases threaten to destroy our world, much like the nuclear bomb was a threat to me. Except your disease of the 1990s and beyond is much more slow in killing people and a lot more painful. You know, the earth is being laid waste. We're covering ourselves up with disposable diapers, Big Mac cartons. We are filling our trash cans with aluminum cans. We're not paying attention to recycling. Oil is being spilled on our beaches and ruining the environment. You've got to solve those problems, don't you? There's got to be some way that we can compromise between convenience and prudence. And you have to find that key. On a more human or a more serious note, the specter of drug and alcohol addiction hangs over your head like Damocles' sword. Last week I heard in the news that our nation has surpassed a population of 250 million people. In a separate news story I read that 12 to 14% of our population has a devastating problem with drugs and alcohol. Devastating to the point that 1 out of every 12, 13, or 14 people will have their lives destroyed by it. Why? Look around your table. You sit at a table where 10 of your best friends are within reach. Which one of them do you want to put into a tomb of ignorance? Can you choose one? I'd like to share an experience that I had at Walton, because I really do want to make it something very, very personal. And that is, a couple of years ago at a soccer game, I took my daughter into the bathroom because she asked me to take her, and this is the little one who doesn't need help doing anything. And I went in there because she said she was scared, and I couldn't imagine what was in the bathroom that she might be scared of. And when I walked in, let me tell you what I saw. I saw a girl with her sweatshirt pulled up over her bra. I saw her two legs straddle the commode with vomit all over her legs. She was passed out, cold cocked, stoned on the floor. My daughter thought she was dead. And I'll be honest with you, for a moment or two I thought she was dead also. It really frightened me. It really proved to me that we've got a problem. We've got a serious problem. So many of you laugh it off. Some of you aren't involved, but you laugh it off or you shrug it off and you just bury your head in the sand like an ostrich. Folks, do you know that 12 to 14% of 250 million people is 30 to 35 million people? How many of them will be your friends? It's not a pretty sight, is it? President Bush, last year, in an address to young people, wanted to say something to them about the future. He wanted to give them a job. He wanted to give them some responsibility. He said to them, hold fast to your dreams, for America's future lies in your hands. And it does. You can change the world. That's what I love about you young people. You're fresh, you've got shiny little faces, all of them looking up at me right now, and I should be scared to death, but I'm not. But all of you want to go out and you want to make your mark in the world. You want to make a difference. And you're young enough and vigorous enough and smart enough and dedicated enough that you can do it. So you got to do it. The responsibility is yours. Your parents want you to do it. Don't you know that you embody a piece of each of them and that you are their passport to eternity? That's what you are. You are that light. And I do want to close with just one more thought, and I noticed that it's printed in your programs. It's something about success, and that's what each of you is after. Each of you wants to have success, and I'd like to share with you the quote by Ralph Waldo Emerson, because it is his definition of success. Each of you, to be successful, must learn this definition. To laugh often and love much, to win the respect of intelligent persons and the affection of children, to earn the approbation of honest critics and to endure the betrayal of false friends, to appreciate beauty, to find the best in others and to give of oneself, to leave the world a little bit better, whether by a healthy child, a garden patch, or a redeemed social condition, to have played and laughed with enthusiasm and sung with exaltation, to know that even one life has breathed easier because you have lived, this is to have succeeded. The muse has departed, but the light remains. Take it with you as you go, because now the torch has been passed.